Why can fans separate Thorfinn from the person he used to be, but struggle to do the same with Rudeus? Both characters begin their stories doing things that are seriously wrong. Both later make different choices. Yet with Thorfinn, fans usually acknowledge that he changed. With Rudeus, even saying he changed can sometimes sound like you are defending every single thing he did. So what makes one transformation easier to accept than the other?
You don't find that suspicious?
The first difference is how their stories present growth. Thorfinn's change is impossible to miss. He confronts the violence of his past. He feels remorse. He rejects the person he used to be and begins building his life around doing less harm. His story makes atonement part of the journey itself. Rudeus, however, changes differently. His growth is slower, messier, and spread across relationships, responsibility, and the way he handles situations over time. There is no single clean moment where the story announces, "This is a different person now." That makes Thorfinn's transformation much easier for audiences to recognize. And easier to recognize often means easier to accept.
Bureaucrat Conrad, you are technically correct. The best kind of correct.
But storytelling is only part of it. The type of wrongdoing matters too. Anime fans watch fictional violence constantly. Characters kill, fight wars, and destroy entire cities, yet audiences often emotionally separate those actions from everyday life because they feel distant. Rudeus triggers something completely different. Some of his behavior feels more personal, uncomfortable, and socially taboo. And those actions can create stronger disgust even when the fictional violence committed by another character cause far greater physical harm. That may sound inconsistent, but people do not judge fictional characters with a calculator. Some actions simply hit closer to home. And once disgust becomes strong enough, viewers may stop wanting to emotionally reconnect with that character at all.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man!
Let's pause for a cause because this channel, Anime Source Central, explores why anime and manga fans argue, judge, and react so strongly to the characters or stories that they watch or read. And if you find that interesting, then consider subscribing to the channel.
Okay.
This is where the debate needs an important distinction. Change and redemption are not the same thing.
Huh?
Rudeus does make better choices over time. He forms genuine relationships. He becomes more responsible for the people around him. He confronts some of the isolation and failure that shaped his previous life. We know about these things. That is change. But whether those changes are enough to call him redeemed is a completely different question. Thorfinn's story connects his growth directly to remorse and atonement. Rudeus' story, however, does not handle every wrongdoing that way. So a viewer can reasonably say, yes, Rudeus changed, but I still do not believe he earned forgiveness. That is totally different from saying Rudeus never changed at all. Acknowledging improvement does not erase the past, and it does not require anyone to forgive him. Our next problem begins when disgust permanently locks a character into the worst version of themselves. Once viewers decide someone is irredeemable, later behavior can stop mattering. A better choice can become irrelevant in that person's eyes, responsibility gets dismissed, growth gets treated as an excuse, and the character is judged almost entirely by the person they used to be. And that is psychologically understandable. Strong disgust makes people want distance between themselves and that particular character. But the reality is neither Rudeus nor Thorfinn can undo their past. All either character can change is what he chooses afterward.
Right.
So are fans applying a double standard here? Yes and no.
What the hell you say?
Why are we coming to that conclusion? Well, fictional violence can be emotionally easier to forgive than behavior that feels personal or taboo. But fans are not automatically hypocritical for reacting differently. Thorfinn's remorse and atonement are much clearer, which makes his transformation easier to see and easier to believe. Rudeus' growth is less direct, and viewers are free to decide that his improvement is not enough. The important distinction is this: pay attention. You can refuse to forgive a character and still acknowledge that the character changed. Maybe that is the real reason this comparison causes so much conflict. Fans are not only arguing about who became better, they are arguing about which kinds of wrongdoing they believe someone can ever come back from. But that leaves us with this interesting question. If you are a fan of Mushoku Tensei, does that make you a bad person? Well, we talk about that in this video. So see you there. Thanks so much for watching, and that's it. Go on.